Good morning, Gemini. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you your 2-week reading. And so, one thing I want to mention is that I'm doing things a little differently today. And I am using my nootropics to help me do these readings and to help me to understand my connection to the universe, and also using the total brain power that I have in order to do your readings and in order to be able to touch upon various different things that maybe I normally wouldn't touch upon. Now, one thing that I do want to touch upon or hit upon is assertiveness. I feel that some of you guys have not been assertive enough in certain areas of your life. I very much feel that there is a necessity for you to connect to your heart chakra and for you to be able to understand how to calm down in certain instances in order to understand what you need to do in those instances. And I very much feel that there might be an Aries or an Aries type person that has been sent to you in your path in order for you to understand how to be assertive, but also in order to understand how to be calm in various different situations that might bring about or draw up your anger. Now, two of the stones that I pulled up for you today was the green aventurine and the rose quartz. Now, as far as the green aventurine goes, that's something that connects to the heart chakra, and it's an energy that can be calming and comforting for all matters of the heart. And I very much feel that there is a necessity for you to understand how to calm down an aching heart. Now, the rose quartz in and of itself is one of those stones that's connected to the heart chakra also. And actually, both of these stones, they popped up as far as like which ones needed to be drawn today before I even rolled your die. So your die has Aries in the reverse, and I very much feel that there is some anger involved in your life somewhere, Gemini. So one of the things that I see is that you're coming from a space of understanding values, understanding value systems. Maybe this is something that is not your cup of tea, Gemini. However, I do know that it is necessary because in the future, you guys are going to be needing to understand who to care for, who to show care for, and who doesn't deserve that care in the first place. And so I do want to go ahead and say that, I do want to go ahead and start off with your astrology. You have the North Node in your sign right now. The North Node is about where your soul pulls you. And you have Mars in your second house. So value systems, being assertive, these are all things that are connected to showing the care where it needs to be shown and not showing the care where it doesn't need to be shown. In a sense, with Mars in second house or Mars in Cancer for you, I very much feel that Aries nature is very much in connection with it. And I very much feel that you need to be assertive in showing care to those who actually deserve it, and rather not just anyone. Now, I do know that you have the Sun, Uranus, Venus, and Mars in your 12th house, if you consider Gemini in the first house. And I very much feel that right now it could be confusing as to who to show it to, who to show love and compassion to. It might be difficult to understand where to show your unique self and where to assert your expression. I feel right now that for a lot of you Geminis, your expression is dampened. And I feel that big part of it has to do with not understanding where the value lies in your relationships, where the value lies in various different parts of your life. You have Chiron in the 11th house, and Chiron is one of those planets that shows you the key to unlocking why it is that you have different triggers. Now, it's about pain, yes, but it's also about how to understand that pain and how to work with it in order to understand how to unlock new states of awareness. You have Neptune in your 10th house, so some of you guys might have no idea what's going on with your careers. I very much feel that a lot of you guys are more focused on trying to organize your dreams and your visions and how to do things in a big way. You guys are gonna have Jupiter going into your 10th house real soon. Jupiter is a planet of luck, so some of you guys might be developing various different careers or professions in spiritual type stuff. Reiki healing. I feel like yoga is one of those things that comes into mind. And I very much feel that something like tarot and astrology, numerology, or maybe even something new that people haven't really been exposed to. I very much feel that something like that might also happen as well. You have Saturn in your 10th house, or Saturn in your, 12, 11, 10, 9, in your 9th house. So there's a restructuring of your total network. And I very much feel that with Pluto in your 7th house, there's certain things that you're trying to build upon within relationships in order to get these things started. You have, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. You have the moon in 7th house in Sagittarius. So I very much feel that you guys might be having visions or might be pulled to certain people that have the ability to make these dreams a reality. And so I very much feel that as you keep searching within, search within your mind, search within your heart, you'll have the ability to draw that inner you. And this might take a minute, but you'll certainly have the ability to express it once the sun hits in your sign of Gemini. So with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get to your tarot cards. All right, so make sure that when you do things, that are actually building for you, that build whatever it is that you're trying to search for. I know things are driving you up the wall. I know that there's certain things that are making you anxious. And as far as Gemini goes, I feel like you guys are a pretty social type sign. And I very much feel that with these lockdowns, it might feel like you're trapped, right? It might feel like you're running a rat race, so to speak. And at the same time, I very much feel that a lot of you guys are doing various different things that really have no meaning to them. They have no ability to build you. And it's just being busy just to be busy, if that makes any sense. Let's see what else pops up for you. And we will get to, okay, so the moth. I feel like a lot of you guys aren't flying in the same direction as other people. There's way too many sheep out there, right? And you guys are headed in the opposite direction. You guys aren't razzled and dazzled by everything that's going on. But regardless, I do feel that some of you guys are just reaching in various different directions, trying to feel where you're going. And it could seem like you're in the dark. I feel like you guys are in the dark on your emotions and just trying to stay afloat in the physical sense. So, I very much feel that if you guys engage into anything like Qigong, into yoga, into various different arts where it allows you to not just to sit still, but also to like do, things like that, then that'll actually help you quite a bit in regaining your sense of self, but also into regaining your ability to use your intuition. And I very much feel that as the moon is in your 7th house, there is going to be a necessity for you to feel out your various different relationships. I feel like some of them are working for you, some of them aren't. I very much feel that there is a necessity for you to understand where to show your care and where to show the nurturing and where not to. I feel like this is a relationship building within you and yourself, understanding your heart, understanding that there's compassion and there's a necessity to show compassion to others, even for those who you don't necessarily want to show compassion to. Yeah, so I very much feel that your ideas are flittering around. I very much feel that with this card coming out in the reverse, that you guys, it's like you guys aren't able to sit still, so to speak. And there is a necessity for you to understand what needs to change in your mind. There's a necessity to understand how to assess various different things in order for the changes that you're seeking to take place. Lewis of the Wild is not very much a character that likes to sit still for a long time. But I feel like you're forced to sit down. You're forced to not really flitter around and to be able to go through various different ideas. And it's necessary sometimes for us to sit still for a second and to go ahead and assess everything that's inside, that's in front of us, in order for us to understand, all right, if I get rid of these things and I go ahead and process them, new things will come in, and that gives me the ability to focus on those new things as opposed to focusing on all of these other things that have been crowding my mind. Now, that's a good way to understand how not to busy yourself just for the sake of being busy, as opposed to actually doing something that will help build you. Fairy who's kissed by the pixies. So this card right here, understanding this correctly, is knowing where to make a decision and when to take action. The fairy who is kissed by the pixies is one of those cards that she understands that she has a lot of energy around her and she has a lot of support. Now, I very much feel that you, Gemini, have a lot of support around you. It's just understanding who that support is and understanding in which direction to flitter into. Now, this is connected to the number 3 if you add 2 plus 1. And 3s are numbers that are connected to creativity, that are connected to connection, and most importantly, it's connected to your sign, the sign of Gemini, which is number 3 in the astrology chart. Now, the fairy who was kissed by the pixies has a specific type of energy to her, and it allows her to just be happy in any sense. So I very much feel that there's a necessity for you to be happy, for you to understand that, hey, there are certain things that are going to ruin my day, but I should be looking towards the future because I am blessed, right? And there are certain things that do need to be removed, certain things that need to come to an end. And with that, there is a necessity to understand the communication that comes in from your higher self, from source. That's usually what number 3s are connected to, is connection to a higher sense of something that is a higher power or that has your best interest in mind, right? Like your higher self. And of course, when it comes to 3s, the 3 is connected to communication. So there is a necessity for you to communicate. It might be with yourself, it might be with other people, to understand what it is that needs to come to an end. Now, once that comes to an end, you have the ability to move forward with those changes that take place. It's similar to the Lewis of the Wild card with that 5 on the end. So I very much feel there's certain things that need to be paid attention to. And of course, you're not going to find them in your dreams. They're actually going to be messages that come through. And of course, with the 8 and the 2, that comes out to 10. So that helps you to reach completion. At the same time, that 8 tends to tell me that there's going to be karmic things that have to happen. And you're going to have to make decisions through those karmic things. Now, it might feel like you're finally emerging from the dark once you do that. And I very much feel that that is to be the case. So we are going to be moving to the Rider-Waite Tarot now. Let's see what the Rider Tarot Waite has to reveal to us, and then we'll go ahead and get to rolling the die to see what all we're going to deal with in the future, Gemini. All right, so yeah, certain things do need to be let go. I feel like you're holding on to certain thoughts. These certain thoughts are not allowing you to concentrate, and because of that, it's not allowing you to move forward in your life. And you're just, I mean, I feel like you kind of generally have an idea of what it might be, but with this reading, it's letting me know there's certain thoughts. It's connected to thoughts. Not surprising at all, because all air signs have some very quick minds, and these very quick minds don't have the ability to focus on very much, but those things still stick around regardless of whether you focus on them or not. So yeah, so it does come to the end of a certain cycle, and these things have to happen in order for you to be able to move on more empowered. Now, with the World card falling under the energy of the fairy who was kissed by the pixies, this is an energy that's connected to the source. And if you pay attention, both these cards right here are 21. That is a very, very interesting fact. You have the double X and the 1, and then you got the 2 and the 1 right there. So 21 seems to be an important number. Making decisions and moving forward. Now, understanding what needs to end and what needs to, okay. Okay. All right. So what this is showing me here is that there's a necessity to go back to the astrology chart and to understand what's in the sign of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. So the first one I look at is Leo, and Leo is in your 3rd house. So there's a certain type of communication that's going to allow you to be brave, but there's nothing in that sign except when you go across it to Aquarius. Now, Aquarius has Jupiter and Saturn in that sign, and I very much feel that there is a necessity for you to organize yourself and to do it in a big way that allows you to understand, hey, you know what? We no longer need this in our lives. So 12, 11, 10, 9. I feel like you guys have a lot of different dreams, and some of those dreams are going to be realized and actualized, but some of them aren't. It's necessary for you to understand which ones are and which ones aren't. Now, we go over to Taurus, and with Taurus, we understand that the energy that you're feeling right now, where it might feel like you're in a prison, is not going to last for very long. You have Venus and Mercury, which are only going to be there, I would say, within the next 2 weeks, maybe just a little bit longer. You might feel like your love is trapped. You might feel like your mind is trapped. You might feel like a bird that's chained, right? But at the same time, I very much feel that just give it another 3 weeks, more or less, and understand that this time is for you to be able to dig deep into yourself, to be able to understand how you love and how you think and how you express things. And sure, Uranus is going to be in your 12th house for a little bit, but that's going to help you to further develop your inner self to the way that, to understand who you are as a Gemini, but to understand all your other energies and to understand your self-value. Because I feel like that's one of the things that a lot of you guys battle with is your self-value. So keep that in mind. And I feel that as you do that, what ends up happening is you start to understand what you need to do on a daily level in order to reach that goal of being the best Gemini and actually the best human just through and through. Oh, so there might be something that you need to pay attention to. There's a certain something that you need to actually put a lot of attention into. And let's see, it might actually be this card that's connected to the death card. Communication. All right, so there is communication coming in, and this is communication that allows you to take action. So eights, we were talking about eights just now, has to do with Pluto energy and building. And I very much feel that this Pluto energy in this building is connected to how you feel about yourself. So pay attention to that and understand what you need to develop within yourself, which will help you to basically come up with those necessary finances that allow you to be able to be proud of who you are, first off, but at the same time, to be not careless, but to be able to bask in that glory, to be able to bask in that knowledge, because this is connected to knowledge. And at the same time, to understand what really makes you happy and what helps you to be, to be abundant. Because we all know that Gemini has the ability to be abundant, and we all know that Gemini has the ability to bring abundance to others. And it's just simply through that communication that you're going to receive that allows you to be able to let go of certain things and allows you to move forward with other things. So with that, let's roll the die. Pisces. All right, so let's see, 12, 11, 10. All right, so Pisces, understand that there is, when it comes to this Piscean energy, Gemini, it's supposed to help you to understand who you are, but at the same time, it's supposed to help you understand that there's a little bit more to life than just the superficial things, more to life than what just lays here on this planet, on this earth. And it's showing you that there's going to be a necessary need for you to basically look at your network, to basically look at your connections, and to understand that some of these connections have values, or some of these connections have value, not values, and some of them don't. And so pay attention to the ones that do have value and flitter onto them as far as understanding where you need to reach, right? And also understand which thoughts need to be let go and which ones need to be carried on forward to your next destination. All right, Jupiter energy. So we focus in back to your ninth house, and I feel that your future, your future depends on those things that are put to death, as well as these thoughts that keep persisting in your mind that need to be let go of. Now, I very much feel that some of you guys have an obsessive hold on these things, and they show up in your expression. Now, I feel that these are the things that are keeping you trapped, and I very much feel that as you learn to let go of those things, they have the ability to help you to understand, oh, you know what? I can make big changes here in this section. I can make big changes in that section. And that allows you to not just let go of certain things that don't help you anymore, but to build upon that momentum. And I very much feel that's going to help you out quite a bit. Letting go of certain things that you know are not going to help build you. Now, I very much feel that along with that, there's certain communication that you have to pay attention to. And this is guided by the number 7. There's a necessary need to assess all of the communication that comes into you, and to assess the communication from the 8 closest people around you. Because as you do that, you have the ability to use that Jupiterian energy to understand how best to move forward, and also to understand, where your abundance is going to come from, as well as understanding that there's certain things that have to take place in a certain order in order for you to be able to reach those dreams, in order for you to reach those different levels that are necessary in order for you to be personally happy like this. And of course, we do have to pay attention to 8s, because 8s are karmic in nature. 8s are connected to Saturn and the Lord of Time, the Lord of Karma. And also, allowing yourself to kind of chop down those various different people that no longer suit your network, because you are the amalgamation of the five closest people you hang around with. There is a necessary need for you to understand which ones are going to help you and which ones aren't. So with that, we come to the end of your reading. If you found this helpful and if you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, share it, subscribe it. You know who's gonna benefit from this video. And I also want to let you guys know that I will be doing daily readings in the mornings. It's basically going to be a collective thing to understand what the day is going to bring and what to expect during that day, as well as readings in the afternoon that are free for you guys to get whatever information that you guys are looking for. It's just a fun way for me to be more active online and to be more immersed into the world of tarot and astrology. So with that, I will go ahead and bid you guys farewell. I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you your reading, and I will go ahead and see you guys in 2 weeks from now. So with that, see you guys later.